So it's been like this since about 3 o'clock in the morning. It is now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Non-stop constant rain. To be honest, I'm getting kind of a little bored. Not much I can do. I don't have the lights turned on because I don't want to use up the solar power battery. All the rugs are getting damp from the dampness of the rain. So, the furniture is damp. It's really humid in here. But the ground has been so dry and it's been so hot that there's not even any mud. It's just soaking into the ground. So this is how much it has rained. This is that dry bed creek, one that was made by the original frontier people. It's now a running creek. And there's the cabin. Normally I can just walk right through this, but now I had to walk over the little stones right there. Alright, so this is the stream that was just a trickle this last week, just a couple days ago. Now I can't even walk across it without finding a spot where there's lots of rocks. This is where the crossing's supposed to be. You can see there's the path. And my little refrigerator area, I'm sure whatever I had down in there is all washed away by now. I do like how the rocks make the little mini waterfalls and the gurgling sounds. So this is the dam that I built. As you can see, I need to do a lot more work to make it higher for just this kind of situation when the rains for 12 hours straight. But it was higher before we put the hole in it for the pipe, so I just have to go back and rebuild it again. But I'm kind of happy with it. That thing hasn't floated away. Still have running water at the cabin. Stream is probably doubled in width. Definitely moving a lot faster. This would be a good time to have a generator. This is one of the few places I can cross the stream at using this log, which I've done several times. And over on this side, there's usually rocks I can step on. Of course I could crawl over this to get to it, but it's so damp and wet that I probably would slip and fall in anyway. So after 12 hours of non-stop rain, it has finally stopped. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. It is so good to get out of that cabin. The dampness out here doesn't feel the same as the dampness in there. But I'm still slipping and sliding everywhere. Of course, I'm wearing desert combat boots instead of woodland combat boots. so that probably has a lot to do with it. But it just feels so good to get out of that cabin, walk around. The insects just started flying around me like moments ago, maybe because I built up a sweat from walking around or something, but I don't know, I'm just so glad to get out of the cabin. Interestingly, this is a dead tree. And it stands out in stark contrast to all the other trees, especially when I'm back at the cabin. And it's only been that way because of the rain. I would have never noticed it otherwise, although I mean I did know that it was a dead tree, but it's just interesting how it's so different in color and everything from everything else around it. This is English ivy. It's all over the ground here. This was from where the original homestead was. Skipping over here real quick, and they're up there where that rock is. That's the beginning of the foundation of where the house used to be. So you can see all this English ivy. It's everywhere around here. I like it. Walking in an area of the woods that I've never been before, I came across a logging trail. And it's not even a stream here, but I guess obviously water collects here because they put these big ramps down to get across this little gully, I guess. Very interesting. They have these all over the place, and I've been on the four-wheeler. They're just wide enough for the four-wheeler to get across, but they always have to have two of them, obviously, for the logging trucks. This one looks like it's moved because that doesn't look like it's wide enough. So who knows? So this is the day after the day of rain. At last you saw me talking about how the rain had finally stopped. 2 hours later it started raining again for at least another 2 hours, and then it was on and off for most of the night, and then at some point it stopped. Anyway, I'm back at the first area where the dry creek is, supposedly. And I've done absolutely nothing today. Nothing. I sat by the campfire, rearranged some of the wood because I'm probably going to do a fire tonight. Why not? Nothing else to do. So I finally got off my duff and decided to take a hike. And what else can I tell you? It's 72 degrees in the cabin, and it is probably 78 degrees outside. To me, it's the perfect temperature for everything and anything, at least out here in the woods anyway. I'm at the creek. Probably gonna hike up the creek a little bit, and then I'm gonna go on a hike to see what all the to see if I can figure out how to get around after all the logging trails have changed all the paths. I've gone four-wheeling, but I haven't actually gone hiking yet. And I'll be taking pictures along the way and maybe a couple of videos. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a rocks going into the water. Here, going there. That one's kind of obscured. You can see there's one right there. That's the last rock. This is the tadpole. This is the deepest part of the spring, and supposedly this time of year, if we hadn't had that 12 hours of rain plus, this would be the only place where there'd be water is right over here. You'd walk the little stones down to here so you're not walking in mud or whatever. But as you can see, with all that rain that we had, we're back up to spring level. And there's what's left of the dam, and then that falls a little waterfall and then goes down into the stream. And this is the stream where I get my water from. Up here the water is a spring coming out of the ground here somewhere. I have to look for the bubbles. And this water is drinkable, but this is the only place on the property where the water is drinkable. And this is how I spend my evening after a great day of hiking. So today, it's probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is usually when I take my break. My back's hurting a little bit, but I went down to the travel camper and installed a Harbor Freight solar panel system. And I worked on making a little dam over here. Not necessarily a dam, more of a walkway, but kind of a dam as well. It's only partially made. The walkway's made, the dam's partially made. I cleaned out the camper toilet. I'm supposed to do it once a week. And I used up the rest of the insulation in the bathroom. So I need some more of that. Kind of the bugs. Maybe I need to take another shower or something. I don't know. I had a big fire last night. Took me a while to get it going, but I finally got it going. But anyway, you're wondering probably why I have this above my head. For some reason, the insects will not leave me alone today, and it is driving me insane. Let me just say that. Mosquitoes too, and normally the mosquitoes don't bother me. But the little gnats are just driving me insane today. So, as I was told by my Boy Scout leader, that they go for the tallest thing. Here's your hand. It works a little bit, not totally. But let me tell you, this was a lifesaver yesterday when I was hiking up to the top of the mountain. Just holding it there as I was walking, although my right hand did get tired after a while, you know, swaying it back and forth when they would bother me, or swatting my back when I was sweating. It works pretty good, but not totally. I guess maybe more of these pine needles would work better. There's also a smaller kind of pine needle that works pretty good too. But I didn't want to break anyone that was live, and this one was already broken off from the loggers. So I just found it on the ground. So picked it up and used it. It's hard to believe there's only one more week plus change of being out here. I haven't even accomplished all the things I want to accomplish. Well, that's it for now.